Today I want to talk about the efficiency about using generators. A little bit about different generators maybe, but definitely making sure that your time, your fuel is going to get put to good use. Alright, so generators. Yes, generators are great to have in the prepping community. Lots of good uses for generators. If you need to build something, you need power tools. A nice good gas, propane, tri-fuel generator that's going to be able to have a lot of output is going to be a very good thing. But also electric generators. Something like this Jackery right here. Or something like a whole home system that's got a lot of battery storage and things like that. But the thing is it's a very temporary solution. It's a very temporary deal. Storing up a whole bunch of gas for a generator, even putting the fuel stabilizer, Sta-Bil, things like that in your gas. If you're planning on running your house during SHTF, if you're planning on keeping a refrigerator going or a freezer going or air conditioning or heat, you're probably going to be in for a rude awakening. You're going to burn through whatever fuel you got probably pretty quick. If you got a good stockpile, you might be able to last a month. But you're not going to be lasting for a year or anything like that. I'm not going to go down the whole rabbit hole of breaking down how much fuel each one uses. Plenty of videos out there. If you do have a generator, fuel by tri-fuel, anything like that, do the research on how much you're going to burn at what load capacity. So most of the time, if you're going to be burning a generator like that, it's going to be for an important thing. You're probably going to be pulling most of the power capability from that generator. So kind of figure out a little bit of how much you're going to be pulling and find out how much fuel efficiency that generator does. So I'm not going to be using it for much. For me, for my gas generator, I'm going to be running it on propane because I have a little bit of propane stocked up. Now, pretty much all that is going to be doing is charging my Opus system, which is I forget how many megawatts, 10 megawatts maybe, or something like that is what I'm running as far as power capacity. But on the sunny days, it's going to be perfectly fine. I got 1200 watts of solar panels, so I'll be able to charge it in most cases. In the winter time here, on the other hand, it is cloudy for weeks and weeks. So as it is going to be getting a little bit of energy coming in from the solar panels, I'm going to have to supplement it with a gas-powered generator. Now, gas is going to be at a premium. If you can even get it, depending on whatever SHTF situation you decide to throw at this, gas is pretty much going to be at a premium. So I want to be very efficient with when I use it. So just like I brought up before in cooking, before you start cooking, before you light that piece of wood, before you turn that propane on, make sure you have everything in place. So like with the generator I showed you at the beginning of this video, I've got a lot of outlets. I've got a lot of DC and AC. I got 220, 240, all the 110, 120 outlets as well. So I've got a lot of options with it. The main purpose, I take it back, it wasn't for the solar generator. The main purpose is that 240 watt to run my well pump. So everything is going to be based around shower time, bathroom time. So the way I'm going to have it set up, in my mindset about using this generator, is going to be plug in the well pump. That's going to be one of the biggest priorities. So while we're taking showers, while we're getting a little bit of water, I'm going to use it for everything else as well. So on top of that, I'm going to plug in my Opus. I'm going to take it off of solar and put it onto AC power. So I think with full AC power, it takes about 4 hours, 5 hours to charge it from 0 to 100. I haven't put that to the test yet, but I'm kind of going off of that. So I'm not going to be empty on it, but maybe if I'm at 25% or something like that, maybe 4 hours is going to be able to give me a complete charge to get me through a couple more days. So I am going to have my well pump plugged in. I'm going to have my Opus plugged in. I'm going to have any electronic that needs charging. I use batteries. I'm going to be plugging in all my battery chargers. I'm going to be plugging in my vape. I use a vape. I'm going to be plugging in my cell phone. I'm going to plug in any sort of tablets that we have. We got a couple tablets that we use, and make sure that is topped off. When that's topped off, replace it with something else, another cell phone. Keep your old cell phones. Just because it doesn't have a SIM card doesn't mean you don't have to turn it in or anything like that. It's still a computer. Yeah, it might not be online all the time, but if you can get on the Wi-Fi, it's almost as good as a regular cell phone. So you probably spend $1,000 on it. Why get rid of it? I have a large pile I've showed on my videos before. I've probably got about 20 cell phones that I have purchased. I've never turned them in. I think I've turned in once because I was getting a brand new late model Samsung and it was just outrageously expensive for me. So I said, all right, take it. But two good things with that. You'll be able to have a backup cell phone. If you need one, throw it in a Faraday cage or something like that. That's what I'm going to be doing. They also work good for target practice, but besides the point. And you're not giving somebody else your information. Everything is embedded into that phone. Every transaction, every app that you've had, there's a trace of that action happening. Why give that away to people? It doesn't make sense. Plus, there's going to be personal information on your phone that you are not able to scrub even if you delete everything. So yeah, anyway, just keep your phones. So back to the generator. I got off track there. Plug in your cell phones. Plug in radios. There's a lot of stuff that takes rechargeable batteries these days. Plug it all in. If you only got 2 outlets, like this one right here has 2 USB outlets, get a splitter. Get one that you can plug in here, split it off to 2. You got 2 of those outlets right there. You can charge 4 things through USB. Now, is that going to put a strain on it? Yeah, it is. But you're going to be able to charge it. Now, kind of go back full circle. Whenever I kick my gas generator on, I'm going to be doing all this stuff while I need the pump, while I need my water pump. So in the time it takes me to take a shower and anybody else to take a shower and I walk back out there and kill it, hopefully that's about an hour's time. I could honestly get it done in about 10 minutes for a couple people, but I'm going to need to charge some things. So yeah, just whenever you have it plugged in, have everything plugged in, ready to go, activated. As soon as you fire that thing up, make sure your AC's on to charge AC. Make sure your USB and DC power is on. Make sure all this stuff is good to go before you hit that start button or pull the cord. So whenever that thing fires up, you're at 100% efficiency from the very first second to the second you shut it off. So just as kind of a reminder, I mean, this is good to do mise en place, if you will. This is good to do with cooking. This is good to do with anything that is going to be a prized resource, whether it's fuel, energy, food, water. Make sure everything is in its place before you start using anything that's considered a precious commodity. So I'll leave it with that. Definitely, if you don't have a generator, get a generator. If you got a generator, put together a little bit of a plan for SHTF. It's not something you have to do now, but if the lights go out, start thinking about it. Start putting a couple things down on paper like, hey, if we're going to fire this up, we need to do these 10 things in that amount of time that generator is running. So it's a good thing to have. So, all right, cool. Thank you very much for watching. I will leave with that, and until next time, I'll talk to you then. Peace.